will call to order the council meeting of Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 in Cayce City Hall chambers. The press and public have been notified according to the Freedom of Information Act.
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you. I believe Mayor Pro Tem Tim James has our invocation.
I do, Mayor.
tonight.
Thank you very much. Pray with me if you will. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we just love you and thank you so very much for the mercies that you provide us every single day. Father God, I thank you for your hedge of protection, your hand of guidance to the city. Thank you for what you just continue to make it become and the progress that everyone sees and loves to call it home. Father God, we ask that you be with us tonight in all decisions that we make, and we give you the glory for it. This is in your Son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have before you a request for approval of minutes from the September 2nd and September 17th regular council meetings.
Move that we approve both sets of minutes.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have public comment regarding items on the agenda.
Yes, Mayor. Danny Creamer has signed up to speak on two items. The first item is item 5A.
And what's the other one?
I'm sorry, 10A.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, council, thank you all so much for having me this evening. I want to discuss a little bit on the Municipal Election Commission. I think it, having served on this committee for several years, and from stuff that are articles and looking at other municipalities in the state, which are very, very few that have a municipal election commission. I think Lexington County is a large enough county that they can oversee, because they already oversee our elections. We are not nothing but figureheads. Just somebody standing in there looking. We can't make a judgment on anything. We can't make a ruling on anything. That's the poll master. And if they can't answer it, they call the Lexington County Election Commission. So what I'm asking council is, and I think it would be a big relief to staff, because what they have to do, even though it's every 2 years, they still have a lot of stuff on their work on their table, and this right here just complicates it. So I'm making a suggestion to council to dissolve the Municipal Election Commission. Thank you. You ready for the next one? Okay.
Council. Yes, sir.
Some of you wasn't here back when, so some of you know about it, some of you don't. And you know it's a thorn in my side. I'm referring to what's going to be discussed this evening in the executive session on the litigation of the property at 1028 Michaelmas Avenue. That was coin phrase, the fish shack. This has been going on for 4 years, 7 months. I have worked diligently with the judicial system, with the Judge Cayce, with Will, and before Will, Danny Crow. And it seems like everything is just stymied. Let's just wait and see what, let's shake the box and see what falls out. Well, folk, you done shook the box a long time and ain't nothing fell out. I think it's time for you, because you're the ones that have to make the decision. Not me, not him. You five. Make the decision. Let's go ahead and finish this litigation with the best estate of getting rid of the fish shack. And if you folks have not seen it, what I'm talking about, please feel free to ride down Michaelmas Avenue, turn off 12th Street. If you leave here, you'll be turning to the right. And about a block and a half down on your left, you will see this structure, which looks like a fish shack that sits on the river somewhere. In fact, it did come from Lake Murray. The city, I think, was hoodwinked by Mr. Best, because Mr. Best has a lot of property in Cayce and West Columbia. Last I looked, it was 74 properties. Some of the verbiage between Mr. Best and one of the city zoning people sounded very buddy-buddy. Jason Richard here, your phone's going to probably be blowing off the wall because of what we moved in this morning. Richard, it's already blowing off the wall. And I have a copy of that email if you'd like to see it. But let's own up to it. The city made a mistake. Everybody's human, folks. The city made a mistake because Richard Best brought a pencil drawing of the layout of the house. Just like this right here would be a square. That's what he gave to zoning and ordinance. And what makes me angry even more, that went to the BZA on April the 19th, 2021, of which his permit was revoked by a vote of 4-1. The following month, it was brought on the agenda and was later revised by staff. This was in public hearing text amendment TA003-21, a request by staff to amend the zoning ordinance 6.12 of the infield development standards with the appropriate language. What they wanted to take out is what I hung the city on. It had 4 things on there: 2-foot crawl space, 24-inch crawl space, front porch, columns, but not limited to. The only reason that not limited to in there is to keep from having that ordinance to be 3 inches thick that you can and cannot have. But also in the next line it said it has to conform to the surrounding properties, of which it doesn't by a long way. I don't think there's a house on the avenues, for certain, that has a shed-type roof. And that was only one of the few things that I had the zoning on. One of was the siding, which is cedar shake siding. There's not a house on the avenues that has cedar shake siding. They have asbestos shingles, which looks close to it. But I didn't rebuke on that. But this property, we as the residents of the avenues and other neighborhoods in Cayce that does not have a HOA, we have to depend on the ordinance, zoning, and things like that to keep our neighborhoods looking like they're supposed to. And this is where, like I say, the city dropped the ball. And I for one, and many on the avenues, would appreciate this being taken care of. But I'll just say in closing one thing: make a deal with the Best estate, but get the property. Get the property, because the city can turn around and sell that property and recoup a lot of its money back. So thank y'all so much for listening to me, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Creamer. Next, we have a presentation by Ms. Elva Stinson with the League of Women Voters.
Good evening, Mayor Parton, council members, and staff. My name is Elva Stinson, and I am a member of the League of Women Voters of the Columbia area. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization dedicated to empowering voters and defending democracy. For over 100 years, we have worked to ensure all citizens are informed and engaged in the democratic process. One of our key initiatives is vote411.org. That's a comprehensive online guide providing voters with polling locations, registration details, and candidate information for local, state, and federal elections. Ahead of the November 4th municipal elections, our league has invited all declared candidates in Cayce to share their qualifications and positions on key issues. Their unedited responses will be published on vote411.org, giving voters a reliable, nonpartisan resource to make informed choices. As a nonpartisan organization, we do not oppose or endorse any candidate. Our Vote 411 website lets candidates speak directly to the voters in their own words. Our league is committed to supporting the voters in Cayce and throughout the Columbia and Cayce and West Columbia area. We distribute printed 411 information and municipal directories in the community. I've brought copies and I've given them to Ms. Corder. I'm happy to answer any questions about these resources. We appreciate the council's dedication to the community and look forward to collaborating with you to promote civic engagement. If any council member or staff would like further details, I'd be happy to chat after the meeting. Thank you for this time.
Thank you, Ms. Stinson. Next, we have approval of a proclamation for Latino Hispanic Business Day. Do you want to make a motion to approve first, or do you want to read it first?
Make a motion that we approve the Latino Hispanic Business Day resolution, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll call the vote.
Mayor Pro Tem James?
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas?
Yes.
Councilmember Socks?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, thank you, so moved. Whereas from September 15th to October 15th, the city of Cayce joins the nation in celebrating the rich culture, achievements, and traditions of the Latino Hispanic community. And whereas in 2021, 8 Hispanic origin groups in the United States each had populations exceeding 1 million. The largest were Mexican, then Puerto Rican, Salvadoran, Dominican, and Cuban, followed by Guatemalan, Colombian, and Honduran. Whereas the city of Cayce proudly welcomes and supports the growing number of Latino Hispanic-owned businesses within our community, and whereas in the current year, 2025, the city of Cayce is home to Latino Hispanic-owned businesses across diverse industries, including hospitality, retail, automotive, construction, and personal services. And whereas on October 15th, 2019, Vanessa Mota established the first Latino Hispanic Business Day in the state of South Carolina to honor the contributions, achievements, and economic impact of the Latino Hispanic population. And whereas the city of Cayce proudly celebrates the significant role Latino Hispanic businesses play in our community and will continue to recognize and support events during Hispanic Heritage Month, including the observance of October 15th as South Carolina Latino Business Day. Now, therefore, I, Elise Parton, Mayor of the City of Cayce, and on behalf of Council, do hereby proclaim October 15th, 2025 as South Carolina Latino Hispanic Business Day in the City of Cayce, South Carolina. I believe we have some family members of Ms. Moda's here, if we all want to come down and take a picture with them. Next, we have discussion and approval of a resolution confirming membership of the City of Cayce Municipal Election Commission, confirming 3 members pursuant to South Carolina Code Section 5-15-90.
Mayor, I'll be recusing myself again, as I did at the last meeting,
Okay, thank you.
per our attorney's suggestion.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm going to turn this over to our attorney to speak on this.
That was easy for you, wasn't it?
Yeah? Well, I'm going to let it be consistent with the last meeting.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is in the same posture that it was in the last meeting. I'm happy to go back through the entire background if that would be helpful for you or for the public. But
Yes.
the situation we're in is that it appears that for a number of years, in fact, a number of decades, the City Municipal Election Commission has had as many as 5 or 7 or even more appointed members to that commission. State law, on the other hand, provides that a municipal election commission has just 3 members. And so the purpose of this is to get us into compliance with state law. The state law also requires that the terms of the 3 members be 6-year terms staggered by 2 years each. And we've included in the packet the current roster, and you can see that the terms are all set to expire of the 5 current appointed members, either in 2026 or one of them is in 2030. So they're not staggered at 2-year terms. They're essentially overlapping terms for the most part. And so the purpose of what's before you is to allow City Council an opportunity to decide who to confirm in those 3 positions and sort of adjust the terms to bring it into compliance with state law so that they are staggered 6-year terms.
Thank you.
Will, for clarification for the public, because we had someone speak, what is the responsibilities of a city municipal election commission?
Generally in Cayce, they are sort of at a general level charged with overseeing the municipal election. A lot of the logistics are handled by the county, but they do have sort of an oversight role. So that's one. 2, they certify the results. After the election, they get the results, I believe from the county. They officially certify them to make those official final results. And then 3, in the unlikely event that anyone challenges those results, they would sit essentially as the judges to hear that challenge. So those are the 3 things that our election commission does.
So with your expertise, with the other cities, since we heard that most cities don't have an election commission, does the county just take over everything that you just said? Just curious.
Yes, and I don't know how many do or don't. I know it's certainly common for municipalities to turn it over to the county, or at least as Cayce has done, turn over some of those responsibilities to the county. But yes, if any of those things that I described, if the city is not doing it, they can delegate that to the county. The county has to agree to it, but generally that's not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
In your research, how long have we had an election commission, give or take?
So Mindy did some excellent research and tracked it back to, it's the early 90s, that's as far back as her initial research went. But I think it would have been in place for quite some time before then.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, presumably for many decades before then. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Is the only motion at this time to appoint people who, as I understand, are fine with not serving?
Well, you do also have in your packet copies of email communications that Mindy had with the 5 current members to assess their willingness to continue serving, to step down if that's what council decides. So you've got that information. I think really council has a lot of discretion under these unusual circumstances, but certainly I would assume council would take into account what they reported back as included in the packet. And I should have mentioned this, the proposed resolution that you have has those 3 6-year terms, and at this point they are, they're not all 6 years, but it's tend to be the remainder of what those 6-year terms would be. And you've got 3 blank lines where, if council chooses, you can decide who would go in each one. Does that answer your question, Mayor Pro Tem?
To the best that you could, yeah.
Okay.
I'm in a quandary. I don't want to make a motion to, we've got a lot of people through this community who give their all and serve as much as they possibly can. And these are some of the people that have been polled. But they themselves recognize that they're fine not to serve, and I believe the reason for that is because they recognize, as one of our speakers said tonight, they're really not doing anything. So I find it hard to appoint people to a commission or a committee that's not getting the best use of their volunteer time. I think you had, for some time, have questioned this particular.
Yeah, it's been on my mind, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for several years. And the reason, Will, I asked the question about, as far as the research goes, how long we've had an election commission. I had a friend running for a city council seat in the early 90s. Back then, at Claudette Taylor, you went this way for the general election, and when you finished, you went down the other hall to the Cayce election. And I don't know if I was his poll, I don't know what I was, but I helped the guy count the votes, which is, not that I can't count, but it's scary in a lot of ways. Because we came up one short. I'll never forget it, and I panicked, like, what are we gonna do? We had 180 people sign in and 179 votes. But again, back to now, I've been questioning the necessity of this commission for many, many years, actually. I've had, informal conversations with several council members, and I appreciate the speaker tonight pointing it out to us. And, reading these 5 applications and these 5, all these are great people. They're willing to serve, but then they also said, well, we're willing to step down too. Not that they're not committed, but I think they understand just what are we doing here. We all electronic now. Everything's a computer, and you do your little vote, and you got a little long thing, you stick it in the machine. According to what you just said, they have no authority over, is this my poll, or is this my district, or is this not? They can't make those guys decisions, but they do make this certification decision at the end of the day.
Yes,
certification on results that are handed to them by the county.
Right.
I think I may have mentioned it last time. We had an appeal, a challenge, or whatever you want to call it one time back in 16, 18, 20, somewhere along in there. It was, and I sat right and watched it. It was uncomfortable. It's the kindest word I can think of. So again, I appreciate Mayor Pro Tem's question. If this is the agenda item, I'm not really sure my motion, but Mayor, my motion, if I could make one, pending research by the city manager and the attorney, would be to dissolve the election commission. But only you can tell me if that's a proper motion for the agenda item.
Well, that item is not on the agenda.
Okay.
To dissolve it. I would say, certainly council can decide, yes, we want to approach Lexington County, see if they would agree, which I assume they would, to let you turn over all of the election responsibilities to the County Election Commission. But in the meantime, we've got, I guess, less than a month now to an election, and there's just not time to do that, because that would presumably, I believe that would require a county ordinance as well. So 3 readings, assuming they started, today. So that would, that's something that council can certainly decide to do, but I think that would need to wait until after this election. Certainly to finish that process. And in the meantime, you need an election commission with a membership consistent with state law for the upcoming election next month.
So that would take a county action with their three-reading process.
I believe they would do an ordinance for that, but at a minimum, we would have to tee up a number of things.
Even though they already have an oversight of it?
They essentially manage the logistics of getting the machines out. I assume scheduling poll workers, those types of things.
Everything.
But the things that the city municipal election commission does, those are still essential. And I don't think there's time to.
Which, can you help define that? Which are what?
Well,
What are those essential things? Because if we've got essential things that need to get done, then we need to have people there to do it.
Correct. And so the sort of a general oversight of it, and it's a practical matter, the county's doing most of that. That's one.
Right.
2, certifying the results, and then 3, hearing any challenge to the results. And so in order to turn all that, especially the last 2 things, over to the county, that would just take more time, even if council said tonight, even if it were on the agenda tonight, council said tonight, that's what we want to do. It would take more time than we have between now and the election to get all that.
So, well, I mean, I'm not trying to cross-examine you here. What you're telling me is that our election commission does have the final say-so on hearing a challenge?
Yes, well,
If that's a fact, then they need to remain in place, but that's not my understanding.
they would, at the city level, they would conduct a hearing on a challenge. And then I believe if somebody appealed from that, it would go to circuit court. But in terms of at the city level, they would hear the challenge.
Will, just curious right quick, with your research or Minnie's research, how many challenges have our city occurred? Just curious.
We didn't research that, but we
I
have
got you,
one.
I got you.
But it could
Not
happen
that long
at
ago.
any time.
Yeah, I was just
It
curious,
could
I was
happen
just
at any
curious.
time.
Mr. Diller, I think so. The county could take this control over for us, but we would have to, of course, give them time to staff up.
Right.
And put those approvals in place. So it would dissolve our ability here, but that power would transfer to them. And again, I think as he's telling us, they just don't have time to get that set up in this amount of time. So they could do it in the future, but not in this short notice. Take those duties over from the city.
So understanding that, is there a motion to move forward?
Was this deferred last time or something? Was this deferred
It
last
was.
time?
It was.
Was it for the same questions?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Was it for the same questions that it was deferred, or?
No, Byron asked for it to be deferred.
Yes.
The names were not included in the council packet, so the public nor,
Yeah. I wanted everything. I felt it was fair because one candidate had it in writing and everyone else, it was by phone. I know Minnie did a great job, but just for public transparency.
Mr. Dillon, I don't want to nitpick this thing. So these 5 candidates, I guess you'd call them now, is there anything to preclude all 5 of them from participating in the election day oversight or involvement? Not oversight, bad word, wrong word. And then if it came to a challenge, we selected 3 of them to hear that challenge. I'm working without a net. I'm trying to figure
Sure.
something visual
Well,
out here.
I mean, to answer the last part of your question, I don't think that you should defer until then, because in the meantime, you need somebody to certify the results as well.
Okay.
But the first part of your question, I think maybe in theory, the 3 you select, we would need to look at this, but could appoint the other 2 to help? Maybe something like that, possibly. And that's something we
spitballing
could,
here.
What are you looking at trying to do, Councilman? Because I mean, the bottom line is we're obviously airing state law. State law says you're supposed to have 3. We've got more than that. We need to answer that to begin with, period, if there's a need for the commission. Not to stop your train of
But
thought,
I-
but if
I
we're
agree.
going to do something, let's make sure we're within the state law with what we're doing.
Well, it's just difficult for me to pick. I mean, these are 5 viable, good candidates, and it's just tough for me to pick 3.
Well, let me know if I'm
Go ahead.
overstepping. Ms. Wilkins will not be able to work the election this year. She's having knee replacement surgery. Nor will Ms. Brown. She has to work that day.
Okay.
So even if you choose them, they won't be able to work that day.
Okay, then, Mayor, my motion is to appoint Fletcher Smith, Dara Brown, and Fletcher Smith, Maxine Creamer, and Diane Bray to the Election Commission.
I thought that Dara came back and said that she was available that day.
I've got her email right here. Let's see what it says. But no, I don't think that's what she said. She said, my term is scheduled to end September 2026. I would like to finish my term, but understand that council will make the best decision for the city. No, I mean, she's
Right, but
never
that-
changed saying that she won't be able to work that day.
Right, but that email doesn't say she can't work that day.
The initial email she sent me did.
And I talked to her at one point, so,
But she said she could work it now.
I thought she did.
She hasn't told me that. So I just went back and did what Councilmember Thomas asked, which is I asked each one of them to email me, if they didn't mind, to let me know how they felt about serving and also being removed. And that's what she says, this right here.
I mean, I would have loved for that information to be included in our packet if that was information that we're using to make a decision.
The email from Dara initially saying that.
And Fonda too, you're saying she can't be here, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we can make a note of we usually put anything that's valid for making decisions in our council packet, so
Certainly.
that shouldn't
We'll do
be
that.
left out if it's accurate information. All right, we have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
Well, I just want to ask a question in regards to that.
Hang on, but there's a
Oh,
motion
is
on the
there a motion?
table, so
Okay.
is there a second?
You have to second it if you want to. You have to second it
Okay.
before.
Second, ask for a question.
Go ahead.
Will, just for clarification purposes, our city cannot have any alternates, just for clarification in regards to the mayor's statement. Just wanted to ask the question.
yes, I'm not aware of any basis to appoint alternates.
Just one, okay.
And Mayor, if I may, just to make sure the motion is clear.
Thank you.
And then I guess I'll ask Councilman Carter, which of these terms are you moving to appoint each of those two?
Mr. Smith, Ms. Creamer for 2026, Ms. Bray for 2028, and Mr. Smith for 2030. Ms. Creamer, I think, has served longer than any of those 3 candidates.
And Councilman, do I also understand your motion to be to approve the written resolution making these appointments?
Yes, sir. Also to include the written resolution.
Just for clarity on the record, I would suggest that you amend your motion to appoint Mr. Creamer, Ms. Bray, and...
Ms.
I'm
Creamer.
sorry,
Ms. Creamer.
Ms. Creamer, thank you. Ms. Creamer, Ms. Bray, and Mr. Smith, as you just stated, and also to approve the written resolution.
Okay, if I may reword my motion, I would like to appoint Ms. Maxine Creamer to the 6-year term expiring September 1, 2026, Ms. Diane Bray to the 6-year term expiring September 1, 2028, and Mr. Fletcher Smith to the 6-year term expiring September 1, 2030, and the appropriate resolution be approved forthwith.
You okay amending your second?
Yes, second.
Okay, thank you. All right, any further discussion? So, I mean, we knocked 2 out because supposedly they can't be there. If we find out any of those 3 can't be there on election day, are we going to reevaluate this, or?
Well, I did find the email from Dara Brown where she states on July 27th, I have major stuff at work that week. I won't be able to participate this election.
Yeah, I've talked to her since July.
Well, I would think if she knows that this is on the agenda, I'm surprised she wouldn't have reached out. But, I mean, the other ones are very aware of what's going on, so I don't think that's going to change. I think hopefully they'll be able to serve.
All right, if you'll just confirm for us this week that they'll all 3 be there on election day, be great. Thank you. All right, I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James,
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. Thank you, Amanda.
Oh, we need to get Hunter. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mayor, you want her to
Grab
get
it.
on her?
Yeah,
Councilman
that's
Socks?
what she's doing.
Oh, no, she's standing there waiting on you.
No,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, is it okay to get Hunter?
Yes.
Yeah, we've already
Yes,
taken
go
the vote.
ahead.
I thought that's what she was doing.
No, she's waiting on you, so it's okay.
Oh, I told her, thank you.
I thought she was leaving.
You good?
All right.
So next item on the agenda, we have discussion and approval of a $4,000 donation for swing equipment.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Council approval is required to formally accept a designated donation of $4,000 was gifted to the city from the Lutheran Evangelical Protestant Church. The funds are designated specifically for the purchase and installation of a new heavy-duty swing set in one of the city's parks. The church and this city staff have spoke on this item in depth and consulting with the Parks Department on the equipment, and they specifically requested that a swing set be installed at Ginyard Park, noting that this park currently lacks a swing set for children of all ages to enjoy. This donation is part of the church's youth and youth ministry outreach efforts to bless the children of Cayce. Staff has recommended council approve the acceptance of the $4,000 donation from the Lutheran Evangelical Protestant Church.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Mayor.
Second?
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just very excited to see another park in our beautiful city get a nice little upgrade. And I can't wait to see just the kids and families just all enjoying the new swings in our beautiful city. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, nice donation. So just thank you so much for contributing to our beautiful parks in our city. Very, very thankful. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? It is very kind of Nancy Drew to do this in the church. Can we confirm, I know that we're looking at completely redoing that park because we tore down the covered space in the back, and we're looking at amphitheater and those types of things. So are we thinking about where to put it in conjunction with new plans for that park?
No, I'm sorry. This is for Ginyard Park. Is where this one's slated to go.
Oh, okay.
I think that I say that, but I apologize if I said it wrong. Ginyard Park, not Granby.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. All right. I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have discussion and approval of third-party building inspection contractor with RCI of South Carolina Incorporated.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. Council approval is needed to approve the consulting agreement for services with RCI of South Carolina to provide third-party building inspection and plan review services. This action is necessary following the recent retirement of the city's building official. The city must secure commercial inspections and plan review to comply with state regulations. Staff reviewed 3 proposals from third-party firms and selected RCI of South Carolina based on their proposal and what they've offered for several of their benefits. The key one is that they provide a cost savings measure to the city by agreeing to work with our existing staff, whom allows our current residential inspector that we have on staff. They will be allowed to continue doing those inspections as part of the city staff. And then this party would take over commercial. They also offer as needed backup coverage for any of our employees during emergencies, vacations, or training. So if that one staff member that's certified for residential is out sick or something, those needs, they can back up the city staff on that. Also, they're South Carolina firm, and their team has 8 certified building officials and 2 mastered code professionals. The scope of services covers both commercial and residential plan of review, new construction inspections, including building, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. The agreement is set to begin on October 8th and will initially run through March 31st of 2026. The city does have this job available right now to hopefully fill this position as soon as possible. Staff recommends council approve the contractor services, and for clarification, it's the consultant agreement for services with the RCI of South Carolina, and to authorize the city manager to execute appropriate agreements.
Is there a motion to approve the consultant agreement for services with RCI of South Carolina Incorporated and authorize the city manager to execute appropriate agreements?
Move that we approve the said recommendation.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
How long have we had that position out so far?
I'd say for probably about a month and a half now.
Will this agreement will run, since it's on call almost, it won't, if we were to hire somebody, let's say in the next month or so, and we didn't have to need to use them, how would that work? Would it just, we wouldn't really pay them any further funding because it's on call basis, or?
We do have a monthly,
I'm looking here now.
I'm sorry.
There's a base fee.
There is a monthly fee that goes along with this. It's $1,500 a month, sort of like a base building official services fee,
Okay.
and then anything additional on top of that. So I guess to answer your question, if we were to hire someone within this time period of this contract, initially there is something in here right now that we can do a 60-day severance on this. Either party can. But if we were to hire someone, we would have that base fee. But as far as the other hourly fees, we would not be charged for those.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
I've gotten some calls about the voicemail being full for that vacant position, so if we can have somebody check that.
Absolutely.
I know we don't have somebody there, but at least, to do our great customer service that we do and
Sure.
respond and say, we'll get you in the queue and we're following up, instead of people just getting a full voicemail. So
Okay.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter. Councilmember Sotts.
No worries. Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. Next, we have discussion and approval of ordinance 2025-07, amending Chapter 10. This is Buildings and Building Regulations of the Cayce City Code to add a new Article 5, Vacant Commercial and Industrial Building Registration. This is the first reading.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This item is about Chapter 10, Building and Building Regulations of the Cayce City Code, and the issue of adding a new Article 5 titled Vacant Commercial and Industrial Building Registration. City Council and staff have been working to address community issues related to vacant, underutilized commercial and industrial buildings, which often lead to blight and underinvestment. Staff research best practices and receive technical assistance through the Mayor's Institute of City Design, and a follow-up to the Mayor Parton's 2015 case study that helped revitalize the Cayce Riverwalk Arts District. This resulted in the recommendation to adopt a registration program. The ordinance proposes a property registration program with escalating fees that applies only to vacant commercial and industrial properties. The program would identify and register these vacant buildings, clearly express the responsibilities of building owners, provide for administration, enforcement, and penalties. The draft ordinance has been discussed previously. The first reading was on November 16th, 2022, but the second reading was deferred. It was deferred again on January 5th of 23 for clarification, and then the proposed ordinance was voted down on March 7th, 2023. Most recently, this item was postponed on the September 17th, 2025 agenda to the current meeting today here at Council. Staff is recommending that Council remove this item from the agenda until a work session can be held early next year to further study the solutions on this.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the staff recommendation?
Move that we approve the staff recommendation to postpone this item.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. Wesley, thank you so much for this information. I know in November, we're going to have a new council up here. So I do want to say for, at least me, the mayor, and Councilman Carter, I really do hope that in January 2026, we can all pull our schedules together to get a work session together so we make sure the new council gives staff proper direction, not only on this type of ordinance, but on a wide variety of topics, because I'm not sure if y'all know, but we're the city of Cayce, and I take that with a lot of pride. I truly believe we're a major city in our beautiful state, and communicating with other cities, they have work sessions that make last 2 days. And so we were very, very blessed to have, very blessed working with everyone up here to have a work session in July. Sadly, it was only for 2 hours, and we have so much that our city needs some great direction on for staff to be able to tackle so we can continue to have the best quality of life in the state of South Carolina. So I really do hope everyone is up here. We can get our schedules together and have a work session January 2026 and give staff proper direction. So anything you have, Mayor or Councilman Carter or me, we can put on the table, discuss it, and come together for our citizens. So I really do hope we can do that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other discussion? At the work session, I think our Mayor Pro Tem is the one who brought it back up to review, because we're talking about buildings that have been vacant for 10, 15, 20 years. It is a concern about blight. It's a concern about safety. But also, it's a concern about your tax dollars. The more small businesses we have here, that brings in revenue that actually takes pressure off of our citizens. It also makes our city cooler. I literally have a list of, Wes and I are meeting this week, a list of small businesses that want to come to the city of Cayce, but they can't get these building owners to respond. And yet, those buildings are just sitting vacant. And the small businesses that are next to them are at a loss because they're not benefiting from cross customers. They're not benefiting from having something vibrant next to them. They have windows that are shuttered, maybe places that don't look so good. And I agree, we've got a lot of pride in our city. How it looks matters. So helping to get these places re-energized is a really cool, fun thing to do, but also a benefit to your tax dollars. So I hate that it's getting postponed again, but I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
No. Next, we have committee matters. We have approval to enter the following committee-approved minutes into the city's record. We have the Events Committee from July 10th, the Cayce Housing Authority from July 15th, the Planning Commission from July 21st, and the Cayce Museum and Historical Commission from August 6th.
Move that we approve to enter all 4 sets of minutes into the city's record.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you. So moved. We have the city manager's report.
All right, thank you. Y'all, please bear with me. I've got a few things to go over today. So I want to start out saying, first, on October 3rd, this past Friday, Lindsay and Muffin, our therapy horse, were officially announced as partners with Prisma Health for therapeutic equine activities with their patients. They will be visiting twice a month. On Saturday, October the 11th at 10 a.m., our fire department and police department will be doing a Touch a Truck neighborhood and community event in Churchill Heights. Also on Saturday, October the 11th, between 10 and 3:30, 10 a.m. and 3:30 p.m., the Archaeological Society of South Carolina invites you to its Fall Field Day at the Cayce Museum. On October 13th, Chief Wade is participating in a Books and Badges pilot event at the Cayce West Columbia Library at 10:30 a.m. in the morning. The event is for preschool-aged children and their families and will feature a story read by an officer, and the first officer to read is Chief Wade.
Yay.
On Wednesday, October 15th, Lindsay and Muffin will be at the State Fair from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. So y'all please stop by and visit Lindsay and Muffin. On Thursday, October 16th at 6 p.m., the Cayce Museum is hosting a lecture on the Ginyard Brickworks history. Once again, we're going to have the plant exchange on October 25th. That'll be at 10 a.m. in Granby Gardens Park, down the hill from City Hall. It's free and open to everyone. You can drop off some plants, but it's not required, and you can also get some new ones for free. There will be a master gardener on hand. Also that day at 5:30 in the afternoon will be the Tales on the Trails. There will be a bonfire, food, treats, and a trunk or treating. This event is put on by our Public Safety Foundation and Police and Fire with our SROs assisting. Again, this is free. The city Cayce Beautification Foundation is once again hosting its Harvest Dinner. This is their major fundraiser. It's going to be held this November 6th, which is a Thursday at 6 p.m. They are having this event at the historic Still Hopes Mansion. Tickets are still available, and I looked today, and those are, they have a Facebook page that you can go to, and there's an Eventbrite website for that. I did not see it updated on their website, but we can have them update that. Also, I wanted to give a brief 30-day update on the city's stormwater mitigation program that staff has been working on. So far, the city staff, Lexington County, and SCDOT have begun conducting field assessments in neighborhoods while mapping known problem areas for additional assessment. Several of these I've already taken part myself, and we've been going around and trying to guide and work with the county and DOT to put some pressure a little bit on certain areas that we know are major problems. We've had some good feedback so far, especially the county. They've been working with us very closely. We have been assessing the necessary tools that will be required for the effective maintenance of our stormwater infrastructure. We have also begun the process of making contact with residents and businesses to address stormwater concerns. We've had a good number of staff that are involved in our past stormwater and know some of the hot spots now. They've been going around and visiting with neighbors and speaking with them and trying to temporarily right away address some of the issues. As a matter of fact, on Indigo, just this last week, after we had, a few weeks ago, we had a really bad rainstorm on a weekend, and our Parks Department went out and helped clear one of the ditches that's in the right-of-way areas that runs between the houses of Knox Abbott and Indigo, and we managed to find some boards that were lodged into one of the storm drain culverts systems that runs underneath Indigo, and we noticed an immediate difference once we fished those out of there. So these are initiatives that we're trying to take as staff and going around and helping out in those areas. Also, our staff has been consulting with multiple agencies and organizations, including the Gill Creek, Columbia Water, and the SCDOT regarding their best practices for working with aging stormwater systems. We're developing a survey and mapping tool that will empower our citizens to help the city track these stormwater issues. We are currently preparing a collection of educational materials, which will include graphics, flyers, social media content, and a dedicated stormwater email address. And finally, city staff has recently one of our city staff has recently completed an EPA class on marketing, complementing our ongoing research with the EPA and WEF, which is Water Environment Federation, and its regional partners. I believe we're doing a good job so far of trying to start ramping up this program, and hopefully we're hoping to make a small little bit of a difference so far with our residents here in Cayce. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Wes. Thank you. Thank you to Wesley Crosby. If you notice, it's a different face up there tonight. Our city manager is on vacation with his family, and Wesley is our assistant city manager and has done a fabulous job tonight.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Appreciate that.
All right, council comments?
Wesley, you had a long list of schedules. You mind sharing that with us?
Sure.
I couldn't write that fast. That's a
Sure.
lot of good
Oh,
stuff coming up.
absolutely.
That's a
I
lot
can
of good
email.
stuff coming up.
Can email all of you that.
Thank you. And I do want to comment regarding the stormwater mitigation project.
Yes, sir.
It is coming along very, very well. As I walk the avenues, 400 block of Poplar Street, they've completely cleared out all of those ditches and the pipes from where the water runs and used to run out on the street. The Poplar at 2nd Street, you forgot there was a ditch there until the county went in. So appreciate you working with them. Appreciate them working with us. Appreciate, you continue to pull that project together. And as you said, even pulling some boards out of a ditch is going to release some water and hopefully get it to where it needs to go versus in people's homes. So thanks for doing that. Also, Chief Bullard, thank you for a great job. Men and women of your department responded extremely well last week to what I think is probably one of the, I can't remember an emergency evacuation in the city to that level in years and years and years. But, I think that you joined me in saying congratulations to this community for working in unison with you guys, how well they did and being able to get people to safety. Congratulations to all of our first responders. And I say all of our first responders, you know that I mean Columbia, Richland County, West Columbia, and everybody who came to our assistance. They're all working hand in hand with you guys, very unified, and I thank you for that. It was job well done, my friend. Job well done, Chief. Thank you.
So first, I'll just like to send my prayers to Lexington County Councilman Clifford Fisher and their family as the beloved Abraham, the camel, sadly passed away. I'm hoping everyone in here got to encounter that amazing, sweet camel. I'm truly gonna miss that camel trying to daggum nipple at my daggum ear. So I truly gonna miss Abraham the camel, and I just want to make sure I send prayers to their family as they grieve right now. I'm very excited to partner with Synovus Bank, the city's current banking partner, to offer a free Money Smart financial education class on November 17th at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. Some of the topics that they'll be covering will be emergency funds, budgeting, credit scores, predatory lending, and debit management. So if you or you know someone that's looking to take that next financial step, please don't miss this event. You have no idea the impact putting aside $5 or $10 a month or even a week can do for you and your family. So please consider coming out. I'm very excited because me, myself, and I can even learn how to be a better budgeter myself. So I'm very excited to learn too. So I hope to see people there. I'm very excited to again announce that the Center for Heritage Property is coming back to Cayce to host another free, that's free in all bold letters and capitalized, wills clinic for all those that don't have a will. So if you don't have a will, please call 843-745-7055 ASAP, because 2 years ago when I had the event, it sold out. So don't wait. Get your free will so you can protect your family, because the last thing you want is whenever you do have to go, because we all have to go one day, is that your family's fighting over the hard work that you've done on this earth. So protect them, protect yourself, get it in writing so families aren't torn apart in the justice system, because I think a lot of people have seen that, and it's very, very sad to see families are torn apart by death. So take care of yourself and your family. And finally, I just want to say, without Julius Felder, I wouldn't be able to sit up here and represent District 2. His granddaughter, Yvonne Smith, did an amazing job at the Julius Felder appreciation event 2 weeks ago. And through his efforts, the city of Cayce has single-member council districts. So the Honorable Andrew Burnett, the former Mayor Pro Tem, and the Honorable Skip Jenkins and myself, we can serve to represent District 2. He also led the effort with making sure 12th Street Extension did not cut up the Pocomo community off of Frank Street because they were trying to run 12th Street Extension down Pear Street, which is now named after Julius Felder. So thanks to his efforts, that community did not get broken up. So when you drop down 12th Street Extension, thank Julius Felder. Also, he led amazing efforts with making sure Black Americans were able to vote. Voting is one of the most powerfulest tools in our country. I truly hope everyone feels blessed that we live in a country where we get to vote. So he made sure Black Americans during that time frame were able to vote and were educated due to, sadly, discriminatory literacy laws and everything. He also helped make sure New Life Church was founded as well as accomplishing a lot of other amazing things in our beautiful city. So the next time you drive down Julius Felder Street, just know you're driving down the street of excellence. And I'm very, very blessed our historical museum put that on, and Yvonne's family was so sweet. People flew in from Philadelphia all the way for this event, so that shows you just how close their family is and just how much Julius Felder meant to their family and others in the community that showed up. So just very, very blessed to serve and to know about his legacy. So Mayor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wes, great job tonight, and thank you for those updates on the stormwater team and how it's coming along. And I'm glad to hear that we're working so well together with the state and the county. Also with the county, a little more intrusive work going on this week is some surveying, but probably a little bit more intensive over in Churchill Heights along the corner of Windsor, Wellington, Waterloo, and Parliament. They're doing inventory and then looking for possible misconnections and collapses in one of those stormwater lines that's caused a lot of issues and flooding in that neighborhood. So I'm really glad that they've kind of jumped on this and started tackling it and got their equipment over as quick as they could. They'll have a vacuum truck over there later this week, and they've got some other equipment cleaning some of the drains out as we speak. It's dark now, but they were out there yesterday and it's still out there today. So glad to hear that we're working well with them, and I'm excited. So hopefully we can get some fixes over there so folks' yards aren't flooding as bad as they were. I also met with a family yesterday in that same neighborhood where their backyard floods about 5 feet due to 6 Mile Creek. Sometimes whenever we get some really aggressive storm with heavy rain at once, less of the rain that kind of comes through slowly and just drips for hours. Some of those real intensive heavy rainfall storms that happen really quick, and it fills up their backyard. And so they showed me some pictures, and I've got those and a study that they have from back in maybe the 80s and 90s, late 80s, early 90s, that I'd like to get over to that team. While it might not be as the same plans or thought process of how we would handle that today, it's probably good for them to look at from a historical standpoint. So I'll get those over to y'all. They're in my truck. And then Airport Gateway Beautification Project, very exciting stuff. I understand the contractor is set to begin demolition along the roadways from some of the plants that are there now and trees that are there next week, and then followed by irrigation preparation and installation. I understand that'll take probably a little over a month to do, and then from there it's a little fuzzy, but I'm an understanding that it'll be completed by the end of March. That falls right around in line with paving season for the county, and so I expect resurfacing of Airport Boulevard to begin pretty soon after that. So very exciting stuff.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Chief, again, reiterate what Mayor Pro Tem said. Thanks to the whole team for that effort last week. Beyond professional and well done. Thank you for that. Thank God everybody was safe. Fall Fest, Saturday, another home run by the events committee. Thank y'all and everyone involved in that. I think always, it seems like the World's Fair is bigger and better every year. And I really love it. But, and again, this time they didn't take all my stuff, Mayor. But I do have I had an issue around here in my other life in Cayce with a water line. And I can't thank our water department enough. They went beyond. I mean, it was a 10-piece puzzle that turned into a 1,000-piece puzzle. They helped us resolve it. We got it resolved. Bill inspection, Johnny on the spot as usual. I was able to use a local Cayce business as my plumber, Perfecto Plumbing. Got my buddy Marcellus Odom sitting out there. Thank you for all you did. And again, this our staff is just, they went the extra mile. That's all I can tell you. I could get you all the details of it. It's boring, but it was complicated, and it shouldn't have been that hard. But we still got lines that's been in the ground 75. Who knows how long they've been in the ground? And but again, appreciate that department and Ken on the inspection side doing that for me, and that's what they do for everybody. Not just for me. They'll do it for everybody, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Stocks, thanks for sharing about the airport program. Can you tell everybody how it started?
Yeah, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I believe, as I've stated a few times, back maybe before I even graduated college, that y'all were talking about it with the MBLG group, and I'm excited to see it come to fruition. And I believe that a good portion of the funding came from some great partnerships with the county, and the remainder came from those businesses and that group. So, you know, great stuff. Excited to see it come to fruition out there, and along with the paving, it's going to be a great project, and I know that we're excited about it. I'm excited about it, and the business owners are excited about it, and Springdale is as well. So I was talking to Mayor Reichert the other day.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I must have misread. I read a thing in the Lexington County Chronicle that you put in there about your campaign where you said you led this project. So I just thought that was interesting. So that must have been a misprint.
Yeah,
because this started even before that. Mm-hmm. So it started right after I got elected. Gerald was there. We held a charrette, which is just a visioning process. And we asked citizens to say, what do you want to see? What would you like to be better? And the airport corridor really popped up as a big area that needed improvement, because we've got people that come into the airport, they're going to Fort Jackson, they're going to downtown Columbia, they're coming to Cayce, they're here for business. And we wanted to make sure that that corridor was something that represented this whole region, not just us, but this whole region well. So we started then, and within a year, it was really amazing. We got a grant from Senator Lindsey Graham's office, and that was Springdale working together. That was the county and the city of West Columbia and us, and we all worked together so seamlessly, because that corridor, when you go down and it's us on both sides, then it's West Columbia on both sides, then it's West Columbia and Cayce, then it's Cayce and Springdale, then it's Cayce in the county, then it's Springdale on both sides. So it's really a big piece of collaboration. So pretty exciting to see a little bit of work happen then. But then when I was chair of Ingenuity SC, it didn't even start with my role as mayor, but chair of that regional competitiveness organization. We got together and said, hey, what are the things that we need to do to make this region better? And one thing that really rose to the top was the gateways. So this project, while it's really exciting for us, because we're the first, it's going to do 8 gateways in this whole region. So they'll be seamless in the way that they look. Of course, they're all a little bit different in the way that they connect with the interstates, but ours is first. Fort Jackson's is second. And then there are 6 others throughout the region. So it's really a big, comprehensive impact for a region to say to people who are coming here, you have reached a really great place, because we know that matters. We also know that that impacts business, because where businesses see the government's investing, then they know it's a good place to be, and that their investment as a business will be worth it in a place that they'll want to stay. So thank you for sharing that.
History there for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. You can include that next time. So county taxes, I know our citizens pay county taxes. Wes, can you make sure that as you give us the next update on the stormwater mitigation project, that you bring back to us what the county has for a plan? Because most of this work is the counties that they've been neglecting for a very long time. As we've talked, the city doesn't own any roads. They're either county roads or they are state roads. So, and the majority of the runoff is coming from those roads. So it's their responsibility to address those things in the right-of-way, the drainage ditches to make them stay clear, especially before storms. So I would love to hear what their plan is to take care of their part of the drainage plans. Next, I had a citizen who was raving about Brittany in code enforcement, and that she has listened and is being responsive and really helping to address the citizens' concerns. So I wanted to pass that on. I don't know how many people know, but we had a movie filmed in the city of Cayce. It wasn't filmed exclusively here, but there are several scenes that were filmed in the park that's right on State Street. It's called The Gran Trap. So just like The Parent Trap, but this one's with grandparents. So I can't wait to see it come out and see our city featured in a film. So that's going to be exciting. You can follow them on Instagram, I know for sure. I don't know that they're on Facebook, but look for The Gran Trap. So very exciting for us. We had the meeting for the Lexington County Development Cooperative, and the chair, Kevin, is doing an amazing job of really thinking about how we can be more proactive in what we're doing with businesses and supporting more businesses in the county. So there's some exciting work that's just getting started from that. We just kind of had a visioning process the other day, and so we'll be moving those things forward, and I'll report back as we take some of those steps to help the county, but it will help us. So that's exciting. I believe we have a drug take-back coming up as well. Didn't I see that on the calendar? The 25th, thank you. So that's a great opportunity for people to go through your medicine cabinet, clear out medicine that is expired, especially things that are could be dangerous in somebody's younger hands. So this is a great way to just come and drop off all of those things and get them safely disposed of. Don't flush them down the toilet. Betsy, our engineer, is shaking her head. Please don't do that. So take them to the drug take back. It's a much better thing to do. Yeah, thank you for sharing about the Julius Felder presentation. It really was stunning. It's everything that Councilmember Thomas said. We had a new business open in the city. Yet another example of this being such a great place to do business. Babe Bar is down in the Cayce River Arts District, and a great place to get all of your beauty needs taken care of, and they have childcare. So for anybody who has children, you can go and get your hair cut or your nails done or whatever else, and they also have childcare, so pretty exciting. Last thing is Habitat for Humanity. We have 2 homes being built in the city right now. It's really exciting. If you're familiar with Habitat for Humanity, you know those homes are not just given to people. They invest a lot of sweat equity into building those, and they're out there and involved almost every single day, but they do still need volunteers. So if you want to do something that is really meaningful, go and they'll help you find something that you can do. You'll be able to do things maybe you didn't know you could do, but they do need hands, and they do need some help getting those done. But that's an exciting investment into our community as well, because those are 2 more families that are going to be living in our community and getting to benefit from being in our great city. So awesome. So many good things going on. Next, we have executive session for receipt of legal advice relating to claims and potential claims by and against the city and other matters covered by the attorney-client privilege. We have zoning appeal litigation for 1028 Michaelmas Avenue, and we have discussion of proposed contractual matter regarding MPA strategies contract extension. Do I hear a motion to go into executive session for said reasons?
Move that we enter executive session for said reasons.
Second.
I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James?
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas?
Yes.
Councilmember Socks?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, thank you, so moved. We're going this way. You're welcome to stay here, and then we'll be back. Call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. Good?
Will.
Okay. All right, so no action was taken in executive session except to come out of executive session. We have some possible actions by council and follow-up to executive session. First is discussion and possible approval of proposed settlement of zoning appeal litigation at 1028 Michaelmas Avenue.
Move that we authorize the city manager to finalize negotiations and execute settlement agreement as discussed in executive session.
Second.
Any discussion? I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. We have discussion and possible approval of MPA Strategies contract extension.
Mayor, I believe no action is needed on this item at this time.
Okay, thank you. And I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Second.
I'll call the question.
Mayor Pro Tem James.
Yes.
Councilmember Thomas.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Socks.
Yes.
Councilmember Carter.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes, thank you, so moved. Everybody have a good night.